primitive,
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 Boxing. Primitive, primitive, primitive.
selves, amali macho,
Primitive, primitive. He may think the same of us.
Yeah,
Tell us about the hunt.
it's pretty primitive, you know? I mean, I don't know how else to describe chasing down a rabbit with our bare hands, you know?
The end of primitive organic life and the dawn of a more advanced age.
Thanks from the UNLV.
Primitive, huh?
We're so far from Earth that there's no way that these primitive, ancient civilizations could have possibly known about it. But it just so happens.
First, she lost a battle with some primitive.
Thanos put Gamora under your trap.
These people are primitive. I've seen how they live.
primitive aftercare for a primitive sport.
While this might look primitive, I assure you this is the result of years of painstaking research.
He's dark, looming, powerful, holding a primitive weapon.
Castle, that is a person.
acceptable,
Acceptable, acceptable,
Acceptable.
acceptable.
No.
I think we need a minute.
No, we don't. You'll have to do better.
This is not the time to play good cop, bad cop.
No, I'm not. 50 million is not acceptable. Not acceptable. Not acceptable.
We can go. Fine, and while we're there, if a whale swims by, we can throw a harpoon. A whale is not a fish, so that metaphor is acceptable. It's acceptable. It's acceptable.
All right, so if I get my blue suit dry cleaned, will that be acceptable? Be acceptable? Be acceptable to everyone?
No, my client already gave me the acceptable amount, which is...
Mackenzie.
What's going on here?
Excuse me, I'm changing.
This is not acceptable.
We're not prepared to settle.
Well, we're way beyond that point, Mr. Hines. The only acceptable number is the full 5 million.
I prefer negative reinforcement. Silent treatment, the cold shoulder. You know, you make people squirm, they'll perform.
It's also an acceptable form of human conduct.
Which I want nothing to do with.
Misinformation. It's an acceptable method of extracting a confession.
Although I still don't get why you're into meditation all of a sudden.
Division meds I was hooked on did a number on my blood pressure. Doctors say I have to get it down to an acceptable level.
A driver's on his way to meet Heidecker now. Delivered the payments.
I find Mr. Beecher's payment acceptable. Thank you.
How about doing deliveries for a florist?
That seems acceptable.
Do you have your own car?
I don't drive.
I didn't steal anyone. Your assistant is totally hitting on this joke, and he loves it.
Well, that's not acceptable. I mean, I'm her boss.
profitable,
Profitable,
Profitable. Profitable.
profitable.
A proposition, the best kind. A profitable one. Profitable one. Profitable one. Give me that.
Between our needs and your skill set, this could be a very profitable arrangement. Profitable arrangement. Profitable arrangement.
H1 trials. Typically, an experimental drug becomes hugely profitable, once it gets to stage 2.
Back in such areas.
So, I'm not alone?
Alone? No. I'm in a very profitable business because of guys like you.
High yield. I'm not talking about 6 or 7%. I'm talking about 20%. Would that be profitable enough for you?
I made it great. If you want the company to remain profitable... Whose idea was this?
Mark status removed. This would free them up to redevelop the site for more modern and presumably more profitable purposes.
Just here to insult us.
It's not an insult, it's a fact. You command the 2 least profitable ships on the island as a function of basic arithmetic.
With the potential for future trouble over the certainty of actual trouble she was causing. To a profitable venture.
To see. The idea that this place can be transformed
made profitable, redeemed from within and on its own terms.
Think of my set last night. Because fangirls on Vine called it epically epic.
More like epically profitable.
It's kind of hot when you talk business and numbers.
Hate me, but as long as Clayton West remains profitable, my stockholders won't care.
Latitude.
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 25.
The astronaut. The numbers indicate latitude and longitude. Latitude and longitude. Latitude and longitude.
Yeah, about that. Few ground rules. I know you guys are used to having some latitude, but on this, you go where I go and that's it. Got it?
121915. Not latitude or longitude. Latitude or longitude. Latitude or longitude. Doesn't work as a phone number. Too short for a social security number.
Coordinates. Yes, sir. Landmark 2113, latitude 46 degrees north, longitude 118 west.
Does it matter what Farage thinks about Heathrow? How much latitude does he get to pick targets?
I think he'll give up the Saudis, but Heathrow's going to be tough.
Go to that landless latitude. And good luck.
So, what are we going to do?
We're going to kick this case upstairs to someone with the latitude to clean up this mess without breaking into a sweat. We're going to bring this to Thompson.
It's a big world. We've pulled anything arid and everything above and below 60 degrees latitude, but they're estimating it could take 32 hours.
His location. What are the coordinates?
Tori plotted the longitude and latitude of the geotech, and we got an address in downtown Manhattan.
And what's there?
Mention anything to me, though I suppose that wasn't unusual. I gave him a lot of latitude. Paul was my top investigator.
The Greek symbol phi.
Phi. Which is sometimes used to denote latitude.
Bingo.
Between.
Yes, absolutely. I'll grant the team a modicum of latitude, Louis.
Coordinates. Longitude and latitude.
Objection.
Objection.
Objection. Objection.
Objection.
Objection, objection, objection. Hearsay.
Yes, we all heard you say it.
Objection, objection, objection. Your Honor, the defense is leading the witness.
We must also have consciousness.
Objection, Your Honor. Objection, Your Honor. Objection, Your Honor.
You're after prom anyway, right?
Any objections to Quail Gardens?
No objections.
Isn't...
Oh, God.
You're upset?
I'm upset. You just said you killed Louis Prothero.
I might have killed the fingerman that attacked you, but I heard no objection then.
What?
Margot and I barely talked at all.
It's your senior prom. I don't understand the objection.
I have so many objections, Mom. Like, slow dancing.
Shame!
Objection, Magistrate. I cannot comprehend why a foreigner is being allowed to testify here today.
I called the esteemed Friar Tokaman.
Right. Before we begin, does anyone have a jig of objection? Then skip that part.
I think we're going to need a continuance.
Objection.
Overruled.
Any objections?
She's never seen action like this before.
Objection noted, Lieutenant. She's gone.
Well, you can tell the doctor that you opened the cupboard for the chairman of the board. I assure you he will raise not the slightest objection.
Defense Exhibit D.
Objection. Your Honor, this tape is the very propaganda that Michael Schofield and Lincoln Burrows released to the media.
Unfold.
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 Only by achieving inner peace can a true kung fu master unfold, unfold, unfold like a lotus flower.
Oh, I like flowers.
While at last for Jean-Baptiste, the mysterious secrets of the perfumer's craft began to unfold, to unfold, to unfold.
His strategies take time to unfold. Take time to unfold. Take time to unfold. But
87 days, that's of course how long this has all been unfolding.
Yeah, those puppies, they are normal. Let's move it. It's history unfolding like now.
Captain, what'd you run us into?
You're in no position to understand the events unfolding around you.
She got grounded, so now she can't come to my pajama sleepover party. Things were unfolding quite nicely. Bizarre.
In other words, the origin of the universe unfolded exactly how one would expect after reading Genesis, and for 2,500 years...
Thank you, Miles. We'll bring you more on this difficult story as events unfold.
Smoke screen.
Something for us to chase while his real plan unfolds.
We need that phone.
Sterling City holds its breath as the hostage crisis unfolds. Police have attempted to enter the abandoned structure in the Glades.
You misunderstand. Does not mean the tale is yet to unfold.
The drama continues to unfold at Iolani Palace with dozens of law enforcement officers.
Employment.
Employment.
Employment. Employment. Employment.
My colleague's trying to say is...
Where was your last employment? Employment.
But that's Greenberg. It's everything. It's his home address, property records, employment records, phone numbers, family, everything.
You must be Pamela Lowy from Faith Best Charities?
Oh, no, I'm from the Forrester Employment Agency.
News flooding into town. If war does break out, they'll be the only ones gainfully employed. And speaking of employment...
People weren't exposed at home. What if they got dosed at work? Can you do this by their employment addresses?
Adam Donner's employment here has been terminated.
Unknown home address or place of employment for Marcos. John might have told me about your employment offer from Evil Incorporated.
To do her best. I do find it very hard these days to see how many men are forced to take employment for which they're quite unsuited.
Run into any legal issues?
No. We use at-will employment contracts across the board.
Watershed bill's anti-drilling.
Peter's pro-employment, not anti-drilling. He just wants to bring employment to his people.
Can we all agree that that's a good thing for this country? Universal employment.
Look, I happen to know of an employment opportunity.
Oh, come on, man. You know I don't get down like that.
Marvel.
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 My ship. She's a marvel. She's a marvel. She's a marvel. Made from enchanted wood.
Infected people. Insects can't fly a spaceship.
Well, the cockroach is an evolutionary marvel. Marvel.
Your panda style is no match for my mechanical marvel. Mechanical marvel. Mechanical marvel.
Behold, a photo of our masked vigilante juxtaposed with issues from my own Marvel collection.
You have Avengers #1?
You gotta convince me. I'm gonna park you in holding, sit back and marvel at how Brian removes your limbs.
Possibility number 2. She was killed by the Marvel character Diamondback, whose special skill was throwing diamond-shaped spikes filled with poison.
The hardware. It is not yours to question the genius, only to marvel at it. No.
Maybe the Avengers summoned him.
It's not the Marvel comic stories, the original Norse god.
Emailed it to you. Look at my giant aneurysm and marvel at the gift Thomas gave me.
I can't. I'm driving. Besides, I'm jealous you have a new best friend.
Journal.
Journal.
Journal. Journal. Journal.
Numbers, the Wall Street Journal, and Starburst Candy.
Numbers, journal, candy.
Just a second, Derek. What is the problem?
Alex read my journal. I did not.
I need help. I was supposed to keep a journal all summer. It's due today.
CDs you may have bought together. Journal entries.
If it's me, you'll see a 7 and a pound sign. You'll keep a journal of everything that goes on in that office.
Who's he talking to?
The Jewish Journal.
Look over there! Look for what? Evidence of who Da Vinci truly is. Sir, found a hidden compartment with more journals.
Permafuck, a journal of spirit rape.
In his journal during this period, he wrote that the shadow was his friend, the night his domain.
Max, do you think in addition to my eulogy, I should read something from my childhood journal?
I'm not sure.
Does this have something to do with counting chickens and your dream journal and shit?
Pose Warrior Journal, Day 1.
trudged through mud, scaled hills, forged mighty torrents.
So this will allow Cisco to see into his dream.
I got the idea from a journal article on lucid dream therapy.
Grant. Grant.
Grant.
Grant.
Grant.
But unless you are willing to grant my freedom, grant my freedom, grant my freedom.
Like, if they'd review it, grant me a few, grant me a few, grant me a few, well, then I'd be happy to lend my insights.
Castaway. And for that, I'll grant you 5 minutes. I'll grant you 5 minutes. I'll grant you 5 minutes.
You know, this place is funded by a special grant from the House Un-American Activities Committee.
In fact, we as society grant cops a certain amount of authority to make those calls because we acknowledge that their job is difficult and dangerous.
This undertaking, grant her thy strength, guide her with thy grace, that she may carry home these poor souls.
So, the way it looks to me, through the cataracts I grant you, is that you can either sign here.
It's a thing of beauty, I'll grant you that.
Yes. And it can be yours for 30 florins.
30?
Yeah.
Chains, fight with us to seize the ship, and we will grant you that freedom once this ends.
They bring food for us soon.
We ask that you grant us the strength to enter the dream world.
You will join his crew, and you will grant him disposal of your ship.
Vision, I am happy to grant you full access to the department.
Is your freedom. I'm prepared to grant it to you.
How do you know I won't kill you?
Soul.
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 The sole purpose, sole purpose, sole purpose.
It's all yours. You're my sole heir, Nick. You're my sole heir, Nick. You're my sole heir, Nicholas. I want you to have everything.
There's no politician who's going to sign off on a bailout. Why would you bail out people whose sole job is to make money?
Waters. And she was known as America's little darling, the sole heiress of the Waters fortune, estimated in the hundreds of millions of dollars.
The Comte has named you, Madame, as the sole inheritor of his estate.
I have lost 17 tanks and a battalion of men leveling Amblève for the sole purpose of reducing the enemy's will to fight.
Words, merely words, shall be my sole legacy.
Up suddenly when it comes to
a criminal organization whose sole purpose is to sell drugs.
With Lorenzo and Clarice both absent, your son is the sole representative of their bloodline.
Technology whose sole purpose is to make Starling City a healthier and safer place.
Now, I am not saying that I should be the sole decider of who you mate with. If you're not attracted to the suitor, then the likelihood of conception will be reduced.
Is that leather?
Mm-hmm. It's a piece from the sole of a shoe.
Overcome. Overcome.
Overcome. Overcome.
Overcome.
You've taught us to be strong, that we could overcome any obstacle that we faced, to fight.
And we shall do this. We shall overcome, overcome, overcome.
Well, no way to overcome that one. Oh, wait a minute, there is one way.
The problem is I had a little minor setback that we had to overcome from a couple weeks ago.
Like that?
What we mean is, did he have to overcome any difficulties as a child?
Well, no, not
Oh, I know, but what an excellent opportunity for you to overcome those fears, you know? You'll do great.
Fun. Scorpion 0.
Oh, how did you overcome my mind control?
With a poison that's stronger than yours.
He tried to remove the shoes, but only the strongest will can overcome their control.
Hey, Mom, I'm trying to write this stupid college essay question, and I really don't even know where to start.
Okay, what's the question? Tell me.
What's the biggest obstacle you've ever had to overcome?
The unexpected twists and turns.
the disappointments you overcome.
Lives. Some of us have to overcome more than others.
I know that.
So, get over it, princess.
You thought it didn't work, but it did. The root allows you to overcome your fears by facing them.
I can't. But you're the light one. Whatever this force is, you'll overcome it.
Anyway. Anyway.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Think I need to remind you what that'll do to your year-end bonuses. Anyway. Shipper Marks fired their last firm because they took their eye off the ball.
So, Mom, where are you anyway?
Look, I have to work late tonight. Can you ask Grandma if she can stay till 10?
Sure.
Mom, I hate this school. Why would I want to play for it?
Grandma's gonna pick you up at the field around 5-ish.
Well, I can't find my cleats anyway.
Are you 14? No, I mean, you're a call girl. I mean, that just sounds pretty... Anyway, so about that threesome.
I'm from a big family. 6 brothers and sisters.
Anyway, part-time is perfect for us.
Professor Kavanaugh, I have to ask. Alicia Florrick is your sister, right? Right. So do you see her much?
Anyway, A sub n plus 2.
Hello. Is that a canoe in your pocket there, Cal? Nicely played there, Mia.
Rhea.
Oh, well, thank you anyway.
Where is my sister anyway? We were supposed to caravan to April's.
She said she had an early meeting.
You've done all the right things, but we knew it would be tight until the store really took off. So why do you need this money anyway?
We're all just animals, Shane. Red in tooth and claw. Why are you so nervous anyway?
I really like this girl.
Jill, sweater. It's mine anyway. Off.
Say please.
Please.
Puzzle. Puzzle. Puzzle.
Puzzle.
Puzzle.
Present for you.
A puzzle? A puzzle, Richard?
Not
puzzle?
just a puzzle and pinwheel.
You didn't write in it, did you?
Yeah, I worked the puzzle. Puzzle.
Oh, no, don't do that. Don't do that, please.
Oh.
Yep.
They're like reading a puzzle.
Any lock in the world is just a little puzzle. And the only key is the key.
Human face is like a puzzle. You gotta know what to look for.
Ah, this is a puzzle. I did not make an amuse-bouche today, and yet you could have eaten 12.
Isn't this a puzzle? Puzzle solved.
I like things the way they are. I get just enough puzzle to solve without the scornful visits from you. You like puzzles.
I hope my job would let me play with puzzles all day long, but didn't work out that way.
Of course you did. But that doesn't prove he had anything to do with Monique's murder.
No, but it's a piece of the puzzle. I mean, he did have an affair with her. And when you combine that with the fact that his first wife went missing.
Stay here. I mean, the inn is just one piece of the puzzle. I should really check the other images on the video, see what I can figure out.
Whoa, you're volunteering to watch that thing again?
Yes. There's gotta be another clue, another puzzle. Something to do with his name. What if it's an anagram? Theodore Rose is...
Use it to our advantage. We figure out what's hidden in those pages and get to it first. You and me decoding a puzzle. Never bet against the house. Oh, by the way, I think your mistake was that wig, MacGyver. Seriously? You're just...
Spread.
Spread.
Spread. Spread.
Spread.
A few breakables out of the way, some rare volumes. We do have a tendency to spread out.
I'm impressed. A sex partner you're not kicking out the minute you're done.
This Friday, some stocks, some bonds, some US currency. And to disguise it, they want to spread the trades across all divisions. Spread the trades across all divisions. Spread the trades across all divisions.
What do you think you're doing following me, Chloe, huh? Spread them.
Billy, what are you doing?
Shut the fuck up and spread your legs. And spread your legs. And spread your legs.
There's this lake
I want to spread my mom's ashes there.
You think these are serial murders?
Maybe. More ritualized than necessarily serial, but really spread out.
I suppose you're wondering who came up with the diabolical plan to spread this virus of humiliation around the world.
Thanks to him, word of Briare's incursion spread like wildfire. Lorenzo wants to make an example.
His lies would spread like wood rot until there wasn't a safe corner for Lorenzo in all of Florence.
New York, or Venezuela. And doesn't have anything to spread his cheese on.
They're spread so thin they can't even risk letting the public know that Mathis is out. You said you're trying another way?
This is pretty impressive for a street orphan.
Are you suggesting I spread it on a bit too thick last night?
Salesman.
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 Divorced, 11 months. He was a salesman. Sold me the whole dream.
John, I've come to the realization that you may not be a great salesman. Okay.
You're really into music.
Oh, it used to be my job.
What, like a record salesman? Salesman?
I was a DJ.
Wow, it's horrible. Yeah. You meet a younger woman, you have a kid, she's not supposed to die on you. She's supposed to meet a car salesman and move to Vegas like mine did.
Nobody remembers the world's best soda salesman.
He's a salesman! A usurer! Okay, your name is Shu Fen, and you're a traveling ladder salesman from Hubei.
Think I'd screw you over?
You're a used car salesman, Jim.
They've gone down to the village. Some travelling salesman set up at the pub for the afternoon.
All right, I got a pizza delivery driver opening, liquor salesman, bilingual insurance agent, part-time nanny, hair salon assistant.
This sort of thing. It's not my wheelhouse. You need a salesman, not a novelist.
But my racket is I'm a Bible salesman.
You want to take me away from all this and make an honest woman out of me?
Fee.
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 Pay me my fucking kill fee then.
What kill fee? What kill fee? What kill fee? You know very well kill fee's paid when I'm the one who cancels.
Okay. This guy's fee is $125. This guy's fee is $125. This guy's fee is $125.
I paid a finder's fee of 50 ducats.
Online gaming. I steer traffic to the website, they pay me a commission, hands off, arm's length. I get a small fee for each player I sign up.
4 points. Better immunity language, more access to intelligence. This fee structure is unacceptable.
Just spell it. Are you fucking delusional?
Listen, I'm gonna finish this night with Karos, collect my fee, and then hit restart.
Boy. Great job. By the way, I was looking at the fee structure, and I feel like there's a real opportunity.
One thing, man. We have to prove to our client that what you're stealing is worth the fee we're asking.
Of course. How so? I get a 1% finder's fee for recovering stolen objects. I want that fist.
Clyde and I plan to turn in the gold and collect the finder's fee from the treasury.
Finder's fee for you, of course.
Persistent.
Persistent. Persistent. Persistent.
Persistent.
Just plan on having one drink. And I promise I won't take it personally if you can't make it.
You are persistent. You are persistent. You are persistent. I'll give you that.
I think that my date is on his way back and you should leave.
Not until we figure this out. Coffee or dinner.
Persistent. Persistent. Persistent.
Professional hazard.
Oh, come on. He's not so much dollars. He's just persistent. Persistent. Persistent.
It's okay.
The young and persistent Thomas Buckley, as many of you may know.
You're serious about this?
I think sex is a serious matter. It's one of the most persistent themes in the Bible.
He's persistent, I'll give him that.
So, have you considered what would happen if either of you fell into a persistent vegetative state?
A what, sorry?
Persistent vegetative state.
One too many T's there. Vegetative.
Ain't that a persistent son of a bitch?
The wine is a gift from us. Very persistent young man here.
You can decide how much of it you want to share with a persistent son.
Folks, a free, no obligation inspection.
He's persistent and persuasive.
Well, even if you don't see them, they can be there.
This country demands bold, persistent experimentation.
Well, tragedy, Mr. President. I feel for your loss.
This is why your people were so persistent?
Platform.
Platform. Platform. Platform.
Platform.
Here you go, Abigail.
Thank you.
And so I decided to jump off the platform, right? Snaps my legs in two. What did I
To protecting the American people and the American way, may I remind you that this is not a platform to a fatter paycheck in private practice, Mr. Tolson.
I wrote the campaign's entire foreign policy platform. I bring years of foreign affairs committee...
Frank, please.
It's a mining platform, refinery, and energy plant, all in one.
And I wasn't celebrating tonight. I was drinking my ass off, standing on a subway platform, ready to kill myself, and then I heard your song.
They should be. What do you got in mind?
You said this shooter uses a remote control firing platform. Remote firing systems are linked to cell signals. With a cell-tuned scanner, I could pinpoint the exact location of his firing platform.
The motivation was to test out a platform and not to do science. That would come later.
We sat on the platform in Trenton for over an hour.
Can you grab those wine glasses?
Yeah.
But I don't think the judge is willing to move off his position. Taking a hard line against criminals is a platform for his re-election. Secure the rib. Once aboard the oil platform, the snipes will secure the cap and ensure the soundness of the facility.
Her escorts buy her coffee on the walk to the platform, but she boards the 9:35 train alone.
Strange way for Delancey to run his business considering his anti-corruption platform.
It is. Generate.
Generate. Generate. Generate.
Generate.
It to last a long time, but it's draining. So unless you have some way to generate power.
Yes, yes, and yes.
And did you generate the entire series of events?
Because she knew what was about to happen. Her sudden appearance was always sure to generate a few appreciative glances.
On contact with the ocean, these winds push the water. They generate powerful marine currents.
I input transcriptions of my interviews to generate visual representations of words, subjects used.
They keep us spinning so that we generate our own gravity. They help us stay in orbit, and they help us steer.
Digital age.
We sure?
Well, that's what we wanted to know, since our website has failed to generate new subscription business.
Soldiers enhanced by your project, Professor. Soldiers who can generate energy blasts with their bare hands. Soldiers who can fly.
Wow, centrifugal force.
Actually, it's centripetal force, which is an inward force generated by the glass acting on the olive.
Millimeters.
This makes number 6.
Certainly enough metal to generate the magnetism to raise the remains when exposed to the MRI.
Bones, do you think that a potato gun and a beanbag gun could generate the same fig newtons per square inch?
To be clear, I am happy to do the dishes, but there is no universe in which I generate dinner.
All right, we'll figure it out.
Violate. Violate. Violate.
Violate. Violate.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna tell them exactly what's going on. Their laws are being violated. We need to get those kids out of there. I know how badly I violated your trust.
Someone has violated the sovereignty of my vehicular transport.
I am very alone, and I'm very protective of my body. I do not want it violated or killed, all right?
There is no bond. Your parole's been violated, and you and your brother Tommy are headed back to prison.
Now, I know some of you may think that this kind of thinking is dangerous, and these machines violate your civil liberties.
I'm running her down now, but so far, your boy has violated his parole like 5 counts now.
I know you felt violated when the Bureau was watching you, but at least then you have protection.
I'm waiting. I can't violate my parole. I can't go back to 5 points.
Peter Burke has violated my trust over and over again. You know that.
Yes. When I said he did more than violate my body, he betrayed his country.
Evolve. Evolve.
Evolve.
Evolve.
Evolve.
Eating people. It evolved into that. We evolved. We evolved. We evolved. We had to. And now, we've devolved into hunters.
One adapts, one evolves, one evolves, one evolves. One becomes intent on the floor.
I'm sorry you didn't find your way to the temple.
You didn't get to evolve. We evolve. We evolve.
Oh, I evolve.
Speak.
They've always been able to. Their language is mostly transmitted thoughts. Their words are evolved, efficient.
I can be half drunk and still make it work.
And then to evolve, I mean, 21's so young, and then you get older, so much happens, you change in those years drastically.
Oh,
1,000 years ago. Human DNA spliced with indigenous species to evolve a fertile population. And that's
absolutely. Everybody knows that one day intelligent machines are going to evolve to hate us. It's the button box thing.
What's the button box thing?
And they all died. Then we evolved into this, and we lived.
Don't you guys think that he's actually evolved beyond that by now?
He's a man. He has a pulse, so...
No.
Night out of the year, is it too much to ask to stick to the program?
Well, maybe your program should evolve a little.
It is evolving. I invited you, didn't I? You are still coming, right?
Yeah, I mean...
Oh, no. Norwegian prisons are surprisingly evolved. Decent food, comfy bed, extensive library.
Civilized. I don't know how it's possible.
Some lower angels are more evolved than others, but I've never seen them act like this before.
Each one has a personality. Some are smart, evolved, some primal, dumb as a box of rocks, but all of them are obsessed with the life.
But then as time went on, he evolved.
Appeal.
Appeal. Appeal.
Appeal.
Appeal.
Perez is a legitimate suspect. And if you still want us to support his appeal, he needs to tell us everything he knows.
If Hagen has a federal prosecutor in his pocket, why does he need you?
All the prosecutor can do is force the case back to appeal. We have to make sure the appeal goes through.
Very sudden, wasn't it?
No appeal, I'm afraid. Father was adamant.
I think I can see the appeal.
No.
You get any lawyer, file an appeal. You know what happens? The DA is going to have some evidence issues.
Maybe if I talk to her, appeal to her on a personal level.
I don't know.
I have done this before.
Makes two of us.
What do you want? My appeal's coming up. You're going to help set me free.
What do you think?
I believe where she's coming from. Screwing over Percy does have its appeal.
Primarily a male concern. Perhaps we could expand our market. How are flower barrettes gonna appeal to men?
Thank you, but cute is for bunnies. I want to be something with sex appeal, like a labradoodle.
24?
Yeah. Karen thought if I pretended I was 16, I would appeal to more girls like you.
Involve.
Involve. Involve.
Involve.
Involve.
All right. Well, let's do this.
No, Carmen, this doesn't involve you. Involve you, okay?
Are you gonna waste your time on an argument that you're gonna lose, or are you...
And I forget. Teach me, and I may remember. But involve me, and I learn.
That's a good quote.
Why go through all that trouble to involve me at all? Involve me at all?
Mr. Sanderson, break it down.
No, it's not a home invasion. I don't want to involve the guy. I just want to get in.
Well, we got to do something. And it's not going to involve hurting anyone.
Jonathan, don't even think about it. 34% of pre-breakfast accidents involve banisters.
Doing what I want to do. Got it.
Of course. Which I presume will involve culture.
Well, we shall strike a balance between culture.
Just a minute. I also need to know that this time it will not involve you skewering someone with a knife.
For myself.
I'm trying not to involve her too much in what we do. She's still got a lot to learn.
An effective, credible way out of this that doesn't involve disabling the food. I would love to hear it.
This island by mistake. He has plans for Leah and you that involve Yao Fei.
And you're not going to like it. Does it involve you shooting me in the back?
No.
That's for the time being. If too many people know, Barry will find out, and I don't want to involve him until we know something definitive.
Colleague.
Colleague. Colleague. Colleague.
Colleague.
Who are you? A friend. A colleague. A colleague. A colleague. In fact, we're both in law enforcement.
Your father was a friend and a colleague.
The liberty of calling together a few of my colleagues to discuss your case.
National Fleet, this is my colleague, Major Anderson. May we?
Some colleagues are nervous about staying involved.
I'll ask my colleague. I was busy with the ambulance. Sick guest.
They're my colleagues.
Yeah. Let me introduce you to my colleagues. This is Professor Cantier, neurosurgeon.
Most of my colleagues think that I'm insane.
Are you?
Your colleagues arrived 20 minutes ago.
All right.
I assume your colleague is Miss Skorsky.